This is a tattoo ink shaker. I'm actually going to be using it with acrylic paints, maybe some rattle cans. It has an input power 100 to 240 volt AC, and it says output power is 12 volts, and it says it's 5200 RPM. So I was sent this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, MSRP is only $19.99, and I've seen it with a 30% coupon, so you might be able to get this for $15 or $16. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain valid. Alright, so in the box you get a US plug AC adapter. It's universal 110, 240 voltage, 12 volt out, plugs into the barrel connector there. You also get this thing here. It says KVM tattoo on this little icon on the front. There are several suction cups, and you stick it down, and if your table is somewhat smooth, or even just, kind of sort of smooth like this wooden table here, it'll hopefully keep it from shaking and moving around too much. And then it has this rubber thing here on the top. And you can see it has basically just an offset cam that spins around, and that'll make a back and forth oscillating shaking motion. And then this rubber thing is, I think, just to keep stuff out of the mechanism, like your fingers or ink or anything. And it has a push, you push down and it starts. And so according to the illustrations, you're supposed to take your ink container and put kind of nose down, hold it with one finger, and this thing will spin it around. Your finger kind of keeps it from flying off, and it's supposed to shake up everything that's inside really well. Now the length of the cord here is only about 4 feet long, so you're going to have to be somewhat near an outlet to use this guy. Alright, so if you push down here, you can kind of see how that thing wiggles around and shakes stuff up. So this guy here has a distinct, like, snout, kind of like a tattoo ink bottle. The switch sometimes starts up right away, and sometimes just kind of so it seems to be a little touchy. Once it gets going, it goes really well. Alright, that thing's going. So that ink is very well distributed now. Here's another one where everything's at the bottom. That definitely shakes ink quite well. Now sometimes the switch was having a little hard time going. It might be with the bigger containers it's not working quite as well. Well, that's working. So these containers that don't have a point on them have a hard time kind of staying in this small little opening here. I have a silicone mat here, and those suction cups stick really well to it. The base isn't moving at all for that. Now, from what I've learned with the flat tops, I'm thinking these cans here are going to be just too big and they're going to slide around. Then again, it actually kind of made like a suction cup, and so it sucked arms to this thing here and really held it well. It's not super violent. Doesn't want to turn on that way for some reason. All All right, so here's some paint, and there's definite clear liquid at the top, and some pigment sitting around, but it definitely needs mixing. And so I don't know if this is enough mixing to fix that or not. Let's give it a shot. So first of all, it's mostly mixing from the bottom. Most of the back and forth shaking is happening at the bottom. Now, my finger is getting a good vibration here. I can tell things are going on. I wouldn't want to do all these paint cans all at once because your hand and arm will get tired. If you're just shaking up, one thing here and there, it's fine. But doing this, my finger's starting to get tired. Now, I did not do anything to the top. I just shook the bottom. Well, actually, that's looking pretty good there. I don't see any clear liquid that's separated from the pigment, so that's actually looks like it did a pretty good job, even without turning this guy upside down and trying things on the bottom. All right, this guy has some clear residue at the top, so the pigment is separating a little bit. So that was about 20 seconds worth of shaking and spinning. And the clear part is completely gone. There's some little air bubbles inside there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is going to work well for acrylic paint. All right, the only real complaint I have about this guy is that I would like a 6-foot cord instead of a 4-foot cord. It worked where I have it plugged in here, but I'd really like to mount it kind of off to the side. And this table can go up and down, so I need an extra foot or two so the table can move up and down to a standing position so that it doesn't stretch the cord. Yeah, so the price point on this is pretty low. I think, I'm just going to have it set up here so that every time I want to use a thing of paint, I just shake it for 30 seconds before I use it.